Hey everyone, Jace here with the latest update on the Deluxe Class A Motorhome Tutorial Exploration. Well, looks like I'm about 45% done, and the video is about an hour and 3 minutes. Oh man, this thing is kicking my butt. Lots of swear words were thrown in while building this. So I have got the kitchen done. The bedroom is almost done except for the slide out, and of course the bathroom is complete. The next chore is to rip this apart and to incorporate this that fits on the top. That's going to be a scene itself. And then I have to do the cab on the front. This is not going to be too bad. I'm not too worried about that. This is the next part we're going to have to focus on after the bedroom. Not too bad. Let me go through my box of junk so I can see what we have. Obviously the top pieces are very easy. I could film these right now if I really wanted to. So I'm expecting this to be about a 2.5 hour video. I'm just going to warn everybody. So the front piece is obviously this. So when I get this thing built up to a point, I have to stop and stick that on. Okay. That won't be too scary. We got our dashboard, you know, it's not too bad. The seats, everything likes to fall on this dark floor, and oh yes, I'm missing the big part. It goes on the top like that. Okay, so everything pretty much lines up. I think I made only one boo-boo that I had to correct, but it wasn't too bad. So I'm going to break this thing right here when I build this. Actually, what I got to do first is put another layer of tan, then build that and install it. And that's not too bad. Then after that I got to plate it in to lock it all together and install the dashboard. Or I could do is break this in, or even better yet, why don't I just build a dashboard and set that in first, you know, because the dashboard can be tipped. So build the dashboard, set that in first. So let's get, if I, that won't be the hard part. So there's two ways I can go about doing this project. I can do the slide out in the bedroom, or this first. I'm going to do this part first, then this. When I do this, I'm going to do the dashboard, then add the bricks, the front piece, and then continue up, add the chairs. That doesn't seem too, this is going to be easy. Compared to the kitchen and bathroom, this is easy. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, not too bad at all. Starting this off is going to be a challenge. Once I start this chassis for this, it's very easy. It's just layer it on. This has got 8-9 layers. Same with this guy. That's not too bad. This is the same thing. Maybe, let's see here. So you count the first thing here. This is always a layer. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 layers. But this really is not that bad. These are your two last pieces. Basically, it's just basically, let's set everything down. There's no side mounting. There's no snot methods. Nothing on this. It's just straightforward. This is straightforward. I'm not too worried about that. So I think what I'm going to do is start with the slide out and then forget about everything else. Now, as far as this thing is concerned, and I know it looks kind of weird because I have to remember where everything goes, I'm going to have to break this right here because this piece has to be left off so we can put the slide out in. So I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, you know, thinking this out, it's not too scary. I always have people ask me, are these big tutorials a pain in the ass? Yes. These are not fun to put together. I love doing tutorials, but you know, when you get to this magnitude, when tutorials take 2.5 hours to complete, or to, you know, for viewing time, you know, like this kitchen alone took a little over 2 hours to film, and I think it was a 20-minute clip. And that was including boo-boos and mistakes and stuff that need to be corrected in the video. Also got to remember when I come in here, I got to put the shifter in here. So hopefully I can remember that. That would be a pain. So I put the shifter in and everything. So that having been said, this is where I'm going to start with. So basically, I do this, and so when I start the tutorial, I say, okay, hey, you know, like, okay, this time we're, you know, how do I usually do these? Is I fade out and I fade back in and say, now let's tackle the bedroom slide out. Starting with so-and-so pieces, we build the slide out, then after we're done, we set it in. Then of course, add this nonsense on the top. Okay. Bam. And then basically it looks almost done. If you really think about it, if I were to slide this off the camera, this looks like it's done. It's like sliced like that. So it's still a mess, but basically the last parts of the motorhome will be the wheels and the awning. I mean, we're still missing, you know, a Technic pin, you know, a Technic brick to attach that. So, yeah, this thing's got some horror stories. Some of you heard me vent in my live about how much of a pain this thing's become, and I've been getting requests though to build more camper tutorials. This is the only one you guys and gals are going to get this year. I'm just going to do one a year unless they're small. And I got a lot of requests for smaller ones, so I'm going to see if I can condense this down a bit and make a smaller camper. You know, maybe half this size or something. But you also have to remember too, and this is where this video is going to get longer than the travel trailer. The travel trailer, we stop right here. There's a wall here, not a cab. So basically it's like wrap around. That's it. It's done. Well, no, I got to come in and do an extra step here. So I was thinking, well, that's going to take some time. And I know somebody's going to say, well, you talk too slow through your tutorials. I notice I do. But when I'm building this stuff, I'm building it pretty much live. This is all unscripted. Okay? I know a lot of people in the community are used to scripted videos, but when I do these tutorials, I hit record and then I go. Alright? I don't want to spend 20 hours or 2 weeks on building just this so I can film it in 5 minutes. So you guys can watch a 5-minute clip. If I can do it live and do it sooner, and let's say this is a 15-20 minute clip, yeah, it's a lot better. You're getting a better build anyways. Somebody asked me if I, not asked me, but somebody had made a comment and said, Jay, I don't watch your tutorials because they're over 3 minutes long. And this person did not like videos over 3 minutes. Well, that's good. You know, that's his prerogative, and I want to tell him that, you know, then you're missing out on 99% of my channel because my tutorials are extensive. This is going to be an extensive tutorial, and I've said this before. This video is not meant to be watched in one day. unless you are just dying up for hardcore content or something. This video is not meant for you to watch in one whole day. I've had people do it. I mean, some people even play these videos while they're trying to fall asleep. Even have their, like a 2 or 3 year old fall asleep. It's like, I mean, that's fine, I watch videos on YouTube that are long as well to put me to sleep. And there's some YouTubers that I love watching, and they're not Lego YouTubers. They're mostly into computer science and electronics, vintage electronic videos that I like to watch. And these guys who do this hobby, they do tutorials too. They do a complete tutorial on the restoration of a Philco Predicta television. Something back from a TV back from the 50s. A complete tutorial series. And you're talking each piece of this tutorial is probably roughly an hour, hour and a half long, and there's 10 pieces. So you can see, and that's the kind of community that I was in before I did all this. So it's hard to break away and say, okay, I'm going to script everything out and get this tutorial done in 30 minutes. There's no way. And I had another comment. Somebody said, why don't I just put the parts as I'm placing them in, type them in as a caption, and then play some music in the background. No, Jay doesn't do that. If you want to watch a video with music, well, there's plenty of them out there on YouTube that you can watch that plays music. I don't do music in my videos. Okay, so what you see is what you're getting. But you're getting a good quality build, though. Nonetheless, as far as printed instructions for this, I don't know. So, I was talking about this in my chat room. It's the chat room that many don't show up to, but I'm going to explain because, let's see here. I'm looking, I'm looking to get this thing done by the 5th of August and squeeze it out then. So I'm going to change the projected date from the 5th through the 19th. Okay? I just haven't, I haven't even started, I do have a quick update, though, is that this, you remember from the very first video I was talking about the chassis, which is the green plate here on down. I did do that in LDD. It was like 80 something parts. So I'm starting to put everything in LDD to generate a parts list as well as a backup for this. And I think I was watching a 12-minute clip just to do this part, and it took like 40 minutes because I had to go through LDD and find parts. Then I was also working as well, and had the phone kept ringing and people kept bothering me, and to get work done for them. And it's like, oh, isn't this ever going to end? I want to work on my video. So, and anybody's going to ask, what time do I film these videos? I film them at 3 to 4 in the morning. It depends. Sometimes I film them at night at 11:30, 12 o'clock. And the filming session can last anywhere from an hour and a half to 3 hours. It depends. Like the kitchen was obviously 2 to 2.5 hours. So, these sessions are, scenes, they just take forever to do. But when they're done, they're done. You can see. You're going to be able to build this. Alright? Or if you don't have the parts to build it, it's an inspiration. You can take it as an inspiration. Well, I think I've talked long enough. I'll save the chit-chat for a live show. Thank you all for watching. There'll be more updates coming soon, so stay tuned.